said he knew he was going to be rich. Like, no, he didn't know that time he was going to be successful. So.
Hashtag Kevin.
What you said?
Hashtag Kevin.
Yeah, Warren Buffett obviously did it though. So.
Yes.
Question for you, Charlie. How do you prioritize reading?
What do you mean how?
Like I have a list of things I need to read. I don't know when to read. I have so much shit to read right now.
That you have to read?
Yeah. Like I think I just want to read it. Like my list is like 500 things long.
500?
Yeah. I just pile shit up all day long. Like things I want to read and never get to.
Maybe try skimming things before you put it on your list.
I just skim like, okay, it's actually interesting. I want to read it. Okay, it's
And actually start chipping away the list.
I chip away like every day, reading 5 or 6 articles a day, and I have like 7 or 8 more every day. So.
Yeah, this slide, like, I mean, just filter by age first. That's what I would do, just like, and just start skimming them and see which ones you actually think are going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
That also rules out pretty much all articles over books, like, or under books.
There's a lot of really good articles, I would say. Like, even things like, not even Wired, but like, better off news sites, even like Game Sutra has some really good articles that are like, you wouldn't find them in books because they're just small excerpts, don't need a whole book. So,
Right.
there's a lot of,
The heuristic that we're using of age says that books generally will try and over articles.
I mean, we've only had articles around for 10 years, so
That's what I'm saying.
we can't know if they're gonna last.
So we have to, that's what I'm saying, is we need to adopt at least more heuristics or
Oh,
maybe
sure,
better
yeah.
heuristics. If you consider articles to be worth reading over books at least some of the time, right?
I like articles, so I don't want to read a whole book on something, I want to read just the crucial part, like the best part of it, just as quickly as possible, of course, but sometimes you need a whole book just to get there.
Yeah, but I mean, how much of articles do you actually remember afterwards, though? That's the thing that I...
See, I can like half cite almost every article. Half cite. Like, I will have the number in my head, but I won't have the rest of it. Like I will be off by like a factor. So like I know the things, I just don't know half of them, which of course sucks because it's not really useful to know half of anything. So that's my issue. Like I'm very good at reading.
I find that I wish I could read faster, but I read fiction most of the time just because I like stories. And so what that means is that I end up not being able to skip things because it's fiction, it's a story. I skip even a paragraph lost. So I just have to like set time aside when I'm not about to go to sleep to read it if I really want to chip away at it. Or apparently audiobooks, pretty good. Just started doing the podcast thing on Jordan's recommendation.
Yeah, audiobooks are really good, especially since you can listen to them at 3x speed and and it's definitely faster than actual reading. Downside is that you can't really engage with it nearly as much.
Yeah, you have to
But I just use Audible for story-based things and books that I don't necessarily think are going to be that great or have no much content. So like pop science books that come out, like a lot of the stuff I was mentioning before, and then a lot of sometimes fiction, and then biographies, anything story-based is going to be on Audible.
Speaking of which, it'd be nice to have like a button on my audio reader. If it's like, hey, I want to mark this period of time in this audio book. Be like, I want to go back to this later and look at it. And the button just like.
They do have that.
Okay.
Audible does have that, but it's very poorly implemented.
Okay. But if I could have the text view next to later on and come back to it, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, and also it's not very well integrated into like, just in general, because when I'm listening to Audible, I'm generally doing things in where I can't have access to my phone, like biking, and so I don't really want to like pull out my phone when I'm biking and just save a clip.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I was like driving. I think like people were commuting is like a great time to use an audiobook, but like you can't just like pull out your phone in the middle of driving to like bookmark an audio extra.
That is what Apple Watches are for. Also, it's worth noting, I'm a huge fan of audiobooks. There's a lot of monks in ancient times used to have somebody follow them around reading a book to them while they do other mundane chores, just so that they can constantly be learning.
Really?
Yeah, because monks used to be like the biggest holders of libraries, so a lot of like they came with a lot of weird traditions. I was told.
Plus the guy reading is not too upset either. He gets to read on it.
He's usually like some sort of monk in training or whatever. He's gonna do whatever they ask him to anyway.
Hashtag clutch.
Yeah, and so that was basically the takeaway.
to wait a while before you take notes on a book. I find that what I like to do is I take immediately some quick notes that are more like a summary, and then I wait and I take a second step, mostly because I find that I miss key elements if I wait too long, like they just disappear, and I don't have like the whole narrative in my head, so the notes that I have aren't really comprehensive. Whereas if I have a bullet list of things I can look at, it immediately jogs my memory, I have the full idea of the book, and now I have the reflection go along with it.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I do as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, right after I finish a book, I also usually just pull out a piece of paper and take whatever notes that I thought at the time. And then when you do it a couple weeks later, you can compare and see what you actually thought was interesting.
Exactly.
And, yeah, what you still think is good.
I would say that like if I did that without writing those initial notes as like an overview, I would actually find that to be like hugely destructive. Like not only would I miss a lot, I would also have like a very different idea of what the book was like than what reality actually represents.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I usually don't have enough time to like read some notes. Like I just don't have time to like sit down and read the book and then read, take notes. I have to read and then go on. And I have like my base issues.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really take that much time to write notes. Like once you finish a chapter, it takes less than a minute to just kind of scribble things down and see what you understand and what you don't.
Yeah, but like I want to actually write down a lot of the core facts. I see writing a paragraph. Just like I find a lot of paragraphs like, really interesting. So like I have more than a sentence to write about it. And I have to think about it. Like I don't have enough time to like cognitively read and write, which I guess gets in my way a lot for reading.
Well, I mean, like I guess you kind of just like have to put time aside for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Questions? Well, we've kind of been Q&A for a while, but
Did you go over like your favorite books?
what?
Did you go over your favorite books?
I did not, but sure. Let's see.
Curious.
Very similar to reading, but a little more sad.
There. So yeah, so these are definitely the top 5. Choose Yourself by James Altucher. That's just generally, I guess it's not really, I wouldn't really recommend it that much, I guess, but it was kind of the book that got me started on the path of entrepreneurship. So I kind of have to put it first since it is the book that will shape my life. Guerrilla Mindset was recommended by Dan. That's Dan's #1 favorite book. That's just in general about stuff like self-talk, about how your posture will affect how you actually feel, about how you can control your state and your emotions, and just generally being positioning your own mindset for success. Meditations by Mark Aurelius. That's the Stoic book that I presented on last year. That's just again learning about how you shouldn't really worry about anything you can't control. General Stoic principles of how if you want to be happy, just live a virtuous life and don't really worry about that many things. Only like care about things that are actually important. And then Deep Work. Deep Work is by Cal Newport, and that's just really elaborating on exactly how you can set aside those chunks of like 3 to 4 hours for every single day, and why for complete focus on whatever your, I guess, purpose in life is, where you actually have to completely like dig into the subject. You can't just like be listening to an audiobook, I guess, at the same time. You have to have complete focus, and it really gives you a way to do that, and also why you should do it, as well as examples from very productive people on how they do it as well. And then How to Read a Book, which was what I said earlier.
Also good fonts, right?
Thank you.
Someone was raising hand.
Good fonts, right?
So, I find that because I read fiction, a lot of books that I pick up are like 1,000 pages long. And then it gives me this sort of wrong impression that like books take a long time to read. But then I pick up something that like one of you guys recommends or something like that, and it's like, this is like 60 pages, I can read this in no time at all. Do you find that most of your reading is like sub 100 pages or like sub 200 pages, or do you find that most of your reading is like more than that?
audiobooks I'll do long, like the Lyndon Johnson biography, which is over 5,000 pages long.
Jesus.
And then, so if it's really long, I'll try to do that on 3x, and generally really long things are not very dense, so if you miss something in 3x, it's not gonna be that big a deal, you can go back to it later really quickly. But if I'm really trying to dig deep into something, the really dense books are going to be not less than 100 pages usually, but
Maybe some too.
probably, yeah, definitely less than, say, 300, 250, and the really important things that you should read are probably around 100, 150.
So interesting, that touches on what I was about to ask you next, which is how much time do you spend reading like articles, blog posts, that kind of thing, or even like magazines if online isn't your medium, versus like an actual book or narrative?
So, for books, like I have, every morning I'll set aside like 30 minutes to an hour to just read something, and then at night, I usually try to read for at least 1 to 2 hours. And then, but for articles, it's way less than that. I just get everything from Feedly, and generally I think, yeah, I'll have maybe 100 articles sent to me from various feeds around the internet, and I'll maybe read definitely less than 10 of them, and maybe save 1 or 2 more ones for later when I actually have time.
So that's interesting. So people send me articles all day, and on a daily basis, I'll probably either find one that I want to read or get sent in a combination of about 10 to 15. And I'll read at least 7 of them every day, if not like 12 to 15. But on the contrast, I read a book, maybe 2 a year. And mostly that's because I find that I'm able to get more out of an article quickly, so it has a higher ROI. And also it helps me stay, it's usually more relevant to what I'll be doing, who I'll be talking to, or what I'll be working on, than while a book might be